your forecast first. Sponsored by Natax Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right, temperatures out there, very nice. Skies are nice and clear across the area. No issues whatsoever. A great Friday night can be expected here. You can see some storms in extreme southern Illinois and Indiana, but nothing here. We're fine. Look at the temperature, 80 degrees. It's really comfortable. The humidity levels are low tonight, so things are looking good. Enjoy it. Get out. Take advantage of this. We're talking about temperatures in the mid-60s at 11 o'clock, 50s tomorrow. It's going to warm up a little bit by the end of the weekend. We'll talk those temps and rain in the forecast when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
She was killed more than 2 years ago. How family and friends finally got the chance to say goodbye to Ying Zhang today.
An audit didn't paint a great picture of Illinois' Child Welfare Agency. Now investigators and caseworkers are going back to school.
The Coliseum at the State Fair is back open. Coming up, we tell you about a pair of brothers who have a special bond with the building.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
It wasn't supposed to be this way.
A helper, giver, and a kind person. That's how loved ones described Ying Zhang, and that's the memory they hope to carry with them forever. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. Jennifer is off tonight. Zhang was kidnapped and killed 2 years ago. She was a visiting Chinese scholar at the U of I. Brent Christensen was sentenced to life in prison for her murder. Today, hundreds took time to talk about what Zhang meant to them and the community. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live in Urbana for us tonight. Courtney, this was their first official chance to say goodbye.
Yeah, absolutely, Jessica, and it was a real example of how much the community cares. Another example is this memorial garden here in Urbana in the same last spot where Ying Zhang was last seen. Now today for that service, more than 150 people filled the sanctuary. Many of them had never even met Ying Zhang, but they wanted to come out and show their support.
This is my daughter. As her father, whenever I think of her, my heart longs for her beyond words.
It's any parent's worst nightmare to bury a child. But for the Zhang family, it's all they wish they could do. Friday was the closest they may ever get to a funeral.
It is just heartbreaking. I could not stay home.
For people living in the area, it meant just as much for them to be part of it.
To feel that such a young lady in the prime of her life could have been murdered in such a way is like, it's just heartbreaking.
Zhang's father and brother spoke to her memory. They talked about their family situation, how she was the first to get a degree. She was the top of her class in high school, and she had a giving spirit. She volunteered to teach in rural areas of China.
Ying was a girl with a big dream. She had a clear plan for the future, and she had the brightest smile I'd ever seen.
Lead pastor Chuck Moore spoke to how the community came together to help her family.
To members of the Illinois community at the university, you made your resources available not because you were trying to protect your reputation, but because you cared.
Though what is physically left of Ying Zhang may never be recovered, what she left behind in other ways can never be wiped away.
Ying will always be the brightest star in my heart, whether living beside us on earth or shining in heaven forever.
Zhang's remains still, again, have yet to be found. An attorney for the family said they could be in a landfill near Danville. They would also be possibly smaller than a cell phone. Investigators are still working to determine whether or not there is any likelihood that any remains could ever be recovered. Reporting live in Urbana, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Courtney, thank you. Now, the U of I created an endowment fund in Zhang's honor. It'll be called Ying's Fund and will be available to international students in crisis. Donations opened up Wednesday. To find a link to the donation website, you can head to WCIA.com. We have new information for you tonight. We now know the names of 2 people killed in separate crashes in Vermilion County. 46-year-old Kurt Bergman of Janesville, Wisconsin, was the semi-driver killed in a wreck on I-74 last Thursday. 2 semis collided, both caught fire. In the other crash, 18-year-old Daisy Garcia Hightower of Catlin was killed. That happened Tuesday at County Road 2200 North and State Line Road.
Here's an update. State leaders are trying to crack down on speeding. July 24th was even singled out as Speed Awareness Day, but were people listening? The results from that day are in. Almost 800 speeding tickets were handed out, over 680 warnings issued, almost 400 citations for other traffic-related offenses were also written. Police in Vermilion County are investigating a drive-by shooting. It happened on Wednesday night in the 300 block of McKinley Street in Westville. The police chief there tells us nobody was hurt. They do not have any suspects, but the driver was in a silver vehicle. They are still investigating.
We have a follow-up on a story that gained national attention. Police say a Ford County man accused of bombing a mosque in Minnesota and attempting to bomb the Champaign Women's Health Clinic had a cache of guns and assault rifles. They were altered to be fully automatic. An FBI agent testified Michael Harry had 4 rifles with the serial number scratched off. The agent found the guns in a duffel bag at Harry's friend's house in Clarence in February of last year. Harry is awaiting trial in both Minnesota and Illinois. DCFS has come under intense scrutiny this year after several children who had cases with them died. We
went to the Child Protection Academy at UIS today. They train caseworkers and investigators to better spot and report kids who might be in danger. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin joins us live from our Capitol Newsroom tonight. Gabrielle, how does this work?
Well, the training model called Project Forecast walks workers through real-life scenarios, teaching them how to keep children in Illinois safe.
He has multiple injuries in different spots on his body. And so I'm a mandated reporter by state law. I do have to call the hotline to let them know.
This is just a reenactment, but unfortunately scenes like this play out around Illinois and the rest of the nation. That's why the Child Protection Training Academy at UIS trains frontline workers about how to best prepare for these kind of situations.
Other industries use simulation as a way to get a sense of what to expect when you do this job. But child welfare really didn't have that kind of realism or those kinds of environments that give people a better idea of, I know how I will feel when I'm doing this job.
Earlier this year, Governor Pritzker called for a review of the agency. DCFS also announced it has a new practice model focused on child and family team meetings. They're also trying to reduce caseloads by hiring more staff. Not only are facilitators hoping this will better today's caseworkers, they're also looking forward to this helping the industry's future.
We need a sustainable workforce so that our communities are better served. When you have rapid turnover, people who aren't prepared to go out and do the job very well, they get overwhelmed and they leave. And we need people who will stick it out and build those relationships so that we can have a sustainable workforce and a sustainable community and serve children and families better.
The training was made possible through a SAMHSA federal grant, and all 3 U of I campuses collaborated to train workers all around the state. Paul and Jessica.
All right, Gabrielle, thanks so much. Some U of I workers plan to strike when incoming freshmen move in. Food service and building service workers delivered the intent to strike to the president's office. They say if nothing changes at the bargaining table, they'll strike on move-in day. They say staffing's a major issue. The union's in negotiations with the U of I right now.
What does it take to be a crossing guard? For one man, it was a stint serving his country, why he felt the need to help kids get to school.
Also tonight.
Well, after 118 years, it probably was time to have a little work done on it.
The doors are open once again. How this century-plus-old building is set to see some more blue ribbon action.
Lots of sunshine showing up on the Roofing Dog INET Bratcher weather camera over Champaign. We had a high today of 82, which is actually just below average. Same for the low at 61. No precip today. Coming back, it's a pretty warm weekend. We'll talk about rain chances and maybe a strong storm or two in the forecast coming up.